Bay YouTube? It is time to unbox another action figure. Today we have one from the AEW Unrivaled line. This is from Series 14 of the collection, Max Caster. I really enjoy this guy's work here, so I'm excited to get into this action figure. The way I do these action figure unboxing is reviews is we talk about first the appearance, second the articulation, and third the accessories. Before we get into it, let's take a quick look at the box here. Standard Jazwares AEW packaging. We have the big window here, the nameplate right here, a picture on the bottom corner, AEW in big bold letters at the top. We go to the back, we have the picture. It is from All Out. I believe that is September 4th, 2022 in Chicago. And so it looks like that is the actual appearance that this action figure is based on. And what we have, who else we have in this particular series? We have a Keith Lee action figure. I probably will not be getting that one because it looks very similar to the WWE Mattel Keith Lee figure I have. We have the Swerve Strickland action figure, which I actually already have. We have the Ricky Starks action figure with the FTW title. I have a Ricky Starks and I have an FTW title that came with Hook, so I will not be getting that. We have Anthony Bowens, good wrestler, who was tag team partner of Max at this time, and they recently started working together again, but I'm not a big fan. He's a little vanilla for my taste. Just kind of, when he comes on the screen, I'm kind of like, yeah, that's time for me to take a break. And then we have Toni Storm. This is a very interesting action figure because it has the look she had when she won her first AEW championship, and a very similar look to what she sported in the WWE. I have a WWE basic action figure that looks like this, and she never got an elite, so I may have to get this one for the expanded articulation that you're going to get with the AEW Unrivaled compared to the WWE basic version. And the great thing about this captures that same look that I have in the WWE basic before she became Timeless Toni Storm, which is a whole new gimmick and look. And then last but not least in this series, we have Billy Gunn. Also worked with Max Caster in the Acclaimed. I may get that one if I find it discounted. So let's get into it. And one thing I love about doing these unboxings is talking about the actual performer, or my memory of the toy or performer that I am unboxing. And Max Caster, he's a guy who has really grown on me. When he first appeared, I thought he was kind of annoying, but he made annoying his selling point. And it started with, you know, once he got signed, a big part of his act was he would do freestyle raps on his way to the ring, kind of mocking his opponents. And there were a few times where it was a little bit rough, but as he got more comfortable, they got better. And there were other times where he may have said some things that were out of line, and the producers had to kind of rein him in and temper what he was saying in these freestyles. And he actually went on to become not only an AEW Tag Team Champion, but an AEW Trios Champion alongside Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn. But more recently, he is known for his appearances on Collision, where he calls himself the best wrestler alive, and he has a 5-minute challenge to survive 5 minutes with the best wrestler alive, which he loses every week. But he is always entertaining. And we have seen things in the past where wrestlers have used a losing streak to really get some sympathy behind them. And I don't know if that was the initial plan. But what happened was when he split from Bowens, he clearly went in the direction of a heel. For those who are not wrestling fans, a heel is the bad guy. And part of this was him dropping the freestyle rap. And he came up with this chant that was intentionally bland and offbeat as a means of getting people to boo him. And it worked for like 2 weeks. But what happened is the guy was just so funny and entertaining is, you know, what was meant to be something to get him hate became something that became less ironic with each week. And now, even when he doesn't initiate it, people do his, "Let's go, Max, you're the best wrestler alive, let's go." They do that horrible, square, off-tempo cheer genuinely because the guy has just been so likable in this losing streak and so entertaining. So that's enough talking about Max Caster and my opinion of him. Let's get to the actual action figure. We're going to start with the appearance, of course. We talked about the attire, when it was from. We have the shiny silver pants with Yo and speech bubbles here. And if you are an old cat like myself, you will notice that Yo is the same font and the same style as the old Yo MTV Raps logo. So that is a fun little Easter egg there for us old heads. And he also has pink scissors all over the tights. That is a reference to their catchphrase, "Scissor me." And he has the 2 fingers pointed up with that hand expression here. And so, yeah, it captures a lot of the personality. We have the best wrestler alive on the right knee pad, which I did not realize that is something that he was doing before his solo run. But apparently he has been kind of building up to this quote-unquote ironic best wrestler alive gimmick for a while. So that is very interesting. We have a basketball style shirt with the Acclaimed on it, number 78, platinum on the back for his name, Platinum Max Caster, and it is a soft goods shirt, Velcro on the back. I really do prefer the soft goods shirts because they go on and off a lot easier than the thick plastic ones. And I think they look better. They give a little bit, you know, texture variety to the action figures. And one thing I'm going to point out here, because I've unboxed a lot of Jazwares action figures. Now, one thing that I noticed from when I first started collecting these action figures from Jazwares is that they have big problems with soft goods because the dye would seep through and stain the action figure, but it looks like they have that figured out here. They didn't, there was a problem at first, especially with the Jake Hager action figure, and then they started putting plastic in between the fabric and the action figure. But it looks like here they just have another thick layer of material between the dyed part and the action figure. So at least on this action figure they solved that pretty conveniently. We have the hat here, and yeah, it looks like Max. We have multiple heads. I think what they could have done for both of these heads is he was never really clean shaven. Now he's known for his trademark mustache. But even if you look at the picture from him at the time, he always had a little scrub, a little 5 o'clock shadow, if you will. We're completely missing that on the action figure, but that's a small nitpick. But outside of that, this is a very, very good figure as far as likeness goes. Oh, and it also comes with the big gold chain, which is part of his trademark, and the microphone. And they have the microphone rubber banded into the hand here. Here we go. The AEW microphone. I have about 4 to 5 of those things. So many of the AEW action figures come with a microphone. But it is very appropriate for Max Caster. So now we talked about appearance. Let's go to articulation. The head is standard. It's on a ball joint. Goes all the way around, left and right, up and down. And we have a little bit more neck mobility here. We have a hinge that goes back and forth on the neck. So we get a little more dynamic motion out of the headpiece here. The arms on a ball joint. We also have up and down movement here. A cut on the biceps, so you have horizontal movement. Double jointed pinned elbows, so you can get them bent all the way forward there. Wrist, round and round, back and forth. And then we go to the torso. The upper torso is on a ball joint. And the hip is also on a ball joint, which is a little bit stiffer. We don't have a lot of left to right motion, but that's pretty standard with the AEW Jazwares line. We go down, we have a ball joint on the leg, cut in the thigh for horizontal movement. It's a little bit stiff, but we'll get that worked out. We have double jointed pinned knees. And we have a cut at the top of the boot for horizontal movement. The ankles, backward and forward very stiffly, slight side to side. But the ankles are very, very stiff. As I always say, don't force these joints though, because it's a good way to break an action figure. And you don't want to do that, especially with the prices of action figures going up. Use a little light heat. I would say you can use some warm water. Or what I personally do is when I'm firing up my computer, I'm playing a video game, I'll set it right next to the air vent. That slight heat will actually get your action figure joints nice and loose within a matter of minutes, and you don't have to worry about damaging your action figure. So that's the articulation. Now let's talk about the accessories. We have multiple heads. We have this one here with the tongue sticking out, kind of showing his mischievous side, and then we have the more serious expression here with the other head. I like that, a little bit of variety. We have the hat, which fits great on him. I mean, it fits so well that I thought it was a piece attached to the head. It's a softer rubber. It's the second hat I've gotten in this line. I got one hat with Eddie Kingston, and I don't believe it's the same material. I think it may be a little bit stiffer material that you really have to watch. Yeah, it's a little bit more. Man, this thing is dusty. I need to dust my action figures. But yeah, this hat on Eddie Kingston, it's a little bit deeper, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. But the plastic is a little bit tougher. Here it's a little bit softer plastic. Actually a lot softer plastic. But it fits perfectly with the fade haircut. So you can move this thing all around, back and forth. The hat is going nowhere. We have the gold chain. We have the jersey. We talked about that a little bit. Soft goods. Velcro in the back. And we have the bonus hand. The hand that came with it was the acclaimed scissor motion hand. And then the other hand is matching the left hand, which is just your basic half open hand there that you can use as a fist or to hold the microphone accessory that came with it. Now, another interesting accessory are the headphones. Let's see if they fit with the hat. They do. They fit comfortably right over the hat or without the hat. So yeah, this action figure for its price range is absolutely packed with accessories. Now, price range, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I actually got it. I discovered it for $9 off the regular price on Walmart.com. $12 for this action figure, and so I had to go ahead and throw that in the cart, and I'm not disappointed with it at all. It looks just like them. I think they could have done a little bit something with the facial hair to get a little bit more realism, but the little details from the knee pads to the pants to the basketball jersey, it is all top notch here. I really dig it. I think if you can find this at the $20 price point, or even better like I did, definitely pick it up. And you can complete this set, like I said, with Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens. If you choose to, they are both available in the Series 14 Unrivaled collection from AEW. So I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. Let me know what you guys think of the action figure. And I will see you next time. Until then, keep buying them figs. I'm out.